it houses 3 theatres in that one building. And it's been described by King Charles as resembling a nuclear carbuncle. He's not a fan of the design of the building. He's not alone. It's also been voted by some of London's leading architects as the ugliest building on the banks of the Thames. Looking at the building, I don't suppose you could really disagree. But the old saying, don't judge a book by its cover, definitely applies to that building, because the theatres inside are, without doubt, some of the best in the country. Now folks, just ahead of us and to the left, sitting in the water, we've got this white ship with the yellow funnel. It's called the Wellington, and it once belonged to the New Zealand Navy. Today, it's a floating livery hall for the Honourable Company of Master Mariners. Basically, it's a drinking club for old sea captains who like a drop of rum. And you'll often see them stumbling around on the deck during an event after having one too many. To become a member of this prestigious club, you need to have captained the ship at sea for more than 10 years. The Honourable Company of Master Mariners. Now, London, believe it or not, has some of the finest beaches anywhere in the world. Did you know that? Look over to the right, a tropical golden sandy beach. Who needs the Seychelles or the Bahamas when we have beaches like that on the River Thames? The Southeast Riviera is what it's affectionately known as. Now, a bit early in the day, but later on this afternoon, there'll be hundreds of people over there sunbathing. You can see them already paddling in the polluted water. The kids, they run around playing with rusty nails and bits of broken glass. A great family day out. It was here on the right a few years ago now. They filmed that very popular TV series, Baywatch. No, it wasn't really. It wasn't. That was a bit further down. Then on the right, folks, we've got the red bricks building with the Oxo Tower. And this used to be a cold storage meat warehouse. But like many disused warehouses along the banks of the river, it was converted into luxury riverside apartments. Right at the top, underneath the glass canopy, lies the Harvey Nichols restaurant. And this was once voted one of the top 10 restaurants here in London. Now folks, there's a nice picture ahead of us off to the left. Directly ahead of us there lies the City of London. And dominating the skyline, we see some of our newest skyscrapers. Now as you can see, there's some weird and wonderful shapes. They have some weird and wonderful names, like the cheese grater, the scalpel, the gherkin, and the walkie-talkie. Also off to the left, one of London's oldest buildings, St Paul's Cathedral. And this is one of the best shots you'll get of St Paul's from the river today. And I'll tell you a bit more about St Paul's once we clear the bridges ahead of us here, but just before we get to the bridge, on the left, there's an impressive semicircular building. Now that's called Unilever House, and that's the headquarters for Unilever, the massive Anglo-Dutch manufacturer. Now folks, the bridge we're going to pass beneath here, this is the Blackfriars Road Bridge. It was opened back in 1869 by Queen Victoria. Once through the first bridge, you'll see these red pillars either side of us, and this is all that remains of the very first railway bridge to span the Thames. Now the top half was removed many years ago, unable to remove these supports for fear of disturbing the foundations of the bridges on either side. And this last bridge here, the Blackfriars Railway Bridge, starred in one of the Mission Impossible movies a few years ago. Tom Cruise runs along the roof of this railway bridge. He runs along and then jumps onto a building down the end. During the filming of this stunt, he actually fell, he broke his ankle, and it stopped filming for around 3 months. Mission Impossible Fallout, the film was. Have you seen that one? Good film. Up to the left, there you go, there's the dome, the cross of St Paul's once again. And this is considered as Sir Christopher Wren's masterpiece. It was completed in the year 1710, so it's now over 300 years old. And if you look very carefully above the grey dome, ladies and gents, you can see people walking around. Now that's a viewing platform up there, and the views up there are almost as good as the views from the London Eye. The only problem, or 528 problems to be precise, steps to get there. There's no lift, just 528 steps to reach that viewing platform. So it is hard work getting to the top, but once you're up there, the views are pretty spectacular. Now, ladies and gents, if you visit St Paul's Monday to Saturday, you'll pay around £20 to gain entry. A little tip for you, if you go on a Sunday morning, it's absolutely free to go inside, and you get to experience the Sunday morning service that they provide as well. The viewing platform is closed on a Sunday, but free to get in, and you get to experience the service that they provide as well. Highly recommend visiting St Paul's, ladies and gents. Without a doubt, the finest building in the City of London. Hello. Now this is the Millennium Bridge we're just passing down through, otherwise known as the Wibbly Wobbly Bridge, opened by the Queen on a Saturday morning.